Hello, my sunshine, and welcome to a new episode of the Hot Girl Morning Podcast. I am so excited to have you here. In today's episode, we will talk about how to get out of a slump, like when you're feeling stuck, like when you're just feeling things are not working out, you're getting stuck in that cycle of just failing and you just feel like stuck with everything and you want to get your shit done, then this is the episode that you need to listen to. This episode was actually recommended by one of you out there, and today I thought, why not talk about this? Because I know that is sometimes so hard when you're in the middle of it, like to see the end of the tunnel, and I hope I can be the support that you need to get out of that phase of your life. If you don't know, my name is Greta. I'm an accountability and empowerment coach, and on this podcast, I talk about all things personal growth, mindfulness, self-love, manifesting your dreams, and becoming the best version of yourself. So if any of these topics sound interesting to you, make sure to follow this podcast, rate it 5 stars if you really enjoy it, or maybe send it to a friend who might need to hear this today. The first thing that I want to tell you is you're not alone. Sometimes it can feel like you're sitting at home and you feel so overwhelmed and stuck and like things are never working out for you. And it seems like everyone else has their shit together and they know what they're doing, they know what they're working towards, and that is just not the case. And I think it's important to kind of distance yourself from that feeling of I'm the problem, I'm the issue, and it's always happening to me, like getting stuck in these negative cycles because they're not doing you any favor. So know that like so many of us out there, like we're struggling, we're working on ourselves, like there's so much that is happening, and I feel like social media can kind of paint a wrong picture out there, and you see all these beautiful women, like absolutely stunning women living their lives and having this beautiful clean girl morning routine and seeming like they have everything together, but know that this is not always the reality, and often like they have gone through the same phases. So I just like want you to start with that knowledge of you're not alone. You're not alone, and it is okay. And I think the second thing that I want you to realize, you being in that phase is something that is really, really good. And I know this sounds like a little bit weird maybe to you right now because you're just like, Greta, I hate where I'm at. Like, how are you able to tell me like this is good? And here's my explanation. Whenever you feel stressed and overwhelmed, it is your body and your mind who are trying to tell you something. It is your body and mind trying to tell you something. And if you spend all this time ignoring the problem, it's just going to grow bigger and you will feel even more stuck and even more in the slump and even more like in this uncomfortable feeling. And instead of like distancing yourself from that feeling and be like, okay, I just need to get out, I just need to like feel something different, what if you would accept what you're feeling right now? What if you would accept it and see it like, interesting. Why is my body and my mind telling me right now that I'm not feeling good? Like, what is it that's currently just not flowing right? What does this try to tell me? And I think in a lot of cases, it's the fact that you know internally that you are meant for big things and for more than what you have right now. Maybe it is a relationship that you're not happy with right now, or it is your career or anything else. But what if you started to listen to that feeling of knowing, okay, my body is trying to tell me something and I'm going to listen. And by listening to this inner feeling, to this intuition, you're able to change your life to something that is meant for you, to something that is more aligned with who you want to become. Sometimes we are in phases where like for a couple of years we were in the same job and it used to be our dream, and then you get to that point of stagnation when you realize, okay, maybe this is not it for me. Like it doesn't give me that feeling that I was expecting. And instead of ignoring and pushing that feeling away, I want to invite you today to welcome this feeling and to be able to sit with it. And that is one of the first things that I want you to realize, because so often when these uncomfortable feelings get towards us, the first thing that we're doing is like we're throwing them away, because it is not good to feel like the sad stuff. It doesn't feel comfortable. So we're just like, okay, let's not think about it. I need to be positive. How can I be more positive? And we get into this cycle of also a little bit like toxic positivity, where we're like throwing everything that is negative down like the drain, or we're just like, nope, I can't handle that, so I'm just going to focus on the other thing. And this is not about getting stuck in a negative loop, a negative spiral, and just thinking negative things. This is about learning the skill of sitting with what you're experiencing. Because if you learn to listen to yourself, you will finally learn to understand what you actually want and where you want to go, and what's the thing that is not really good. Because we tend to be like so much in that like hustle and bustle of life. We're jumping from one thing to the next and to the next. And once we have like 1 minute to breathe for ourselves, we feel overwhelmed, uncomfortable, stuck. And what we do then is we distract ourselves. We scroll on our phones, we watch the next Netflix show, or we do anything other than being with ourselves and with feeling. And I want to give you a quick heads up, or just a quick note on the side. Sometimes I have the feeling that when you're feeling stuck and overwhelmed, sometimes we're not ready to get out of that yet. And it may sometimes also take some time for you to get to that point where you're just like, I'm done with it. I have now looked at life for long enough to be like, this is not what I want, and I'm ready to change something. But it is also okay to be in that phase of, I don't feel good, but I don't have it in me right now to fight against it and to like change everything. I think I need to sit in this for a little bit longer to be able to get out of that. And recognizing that is so, so powerful, because then you give yourself what you actually need, because it is so draining and it takes so much energy sometimes to be like in that stuck phase. Because what you're doing is you're thinking about it all of the time, and you're thinking about the fact, why am I not able to get that? And why am I blah, blah, blah? And you look at other people and what they're doing, and they seem to have so much energy. But you have to imagine that you're spending so much energy on these thoughts and what is draining you. And it's normal for you not to have the capacity to then like change the world and do everything. So I'm inviting you to take this episode to kind of ground yourself, reconnect with yourself, and allow yourself also for a minute to sit in this, and let's do this together, and let's reflect together on, okay, what's currently going on in your life? Like, what are you feeling? Why do you feel like things are working against you? What is it currently that is like really hard in your life, where you're just like, oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated that I am where I am and that I'm not getting where I want to go. So whatever comes up right now in your mind, like, you're safe, you're loved, you're protected. You're safe, you're loved, you're protected. And I want you to know that so many of us are right now listening to this episode, probably thinking and feeling very similar ways. So know that you're not alone. You're safe, you're loved, you're protected. This is your body and mind telling you something. So take this moment right now to listen inwards. What about your life do you need to change? What is it that is currently taking away so much of your energy? What is it that you're currently doing that is just not good for you? That is just not the thing. And I want you to try to get a little bit deeper. Not only thinking about the symptoms of what you're currently not liking about your life, but getting deeper. What do I mean by that? Often people get to me and they ask me, okay, how can I stop procrastinating? Or how can I stop scrolling on my phone so much? You have to realize that procrastination is not your problem. Being lazy is not your problem. Scrolling on your phone is not your problem. It goes deeper. And it's about finding out, okay, what is the root problem? What is like really the issue that is currently going on? Is it that you don't believe that you are worth it of getting to where you want to go? Is it a feeling of complete like questioning yourself, not knowing what you want from life, like feeling deeply, deeply lost and having the feeling that you need to have the answers right now? So right now, as you're listening to this, try to get deeper. Try to figure out, okay, what's really, really going on? Is it really the job or the person? Or is it the fact that you're allowing someone to treat you this way? Or is it the fact that something else about your job is not working right? And it is not that you don't like that the coworkers are your problem, but the job itself, and you're not happy with where you are in life. Really try to be honest with yourself. This is really, really important for this, because sometimes we bullshit ourselves, honestly, and we tell ourselves stories that this is the reason I'm feeling this way. And I have been there so many times in my life before. I remember I had this issue for a long time that my home doesn't feel like my home. And I connected to like bullying and having trouble like finding the right people and all of that. And I remember back then I believed that if I would just like go to a different place, my problems will be solved. And you have to imagine this was right after like going through burnout, like starting the healing journey. And then I went for like a month to a different country. But the interesting part was that switching the place wasn't the solution. Because yes, of course, a lot of pain for me was connected to my home. But at the same time, it was deeper than that. So sometimes what you think the problem is actually not the problem, and it is going like it's really deeper. And I think that's also interesting with like sometimes like in relationships when topics are coming up like over and over and over. So often it's about going deeper, and that also calls for being honest with yourself. So I hope that you found some answers to like what's the reason behind it. And now I want you to think about your life, think about the future, and think about what you actually want. What about your life do you want to change? In what ways do you want it to look differently? And I don't mean a life where you're happy 24/7 every single day. That's not what we're aiming for. I think what we want is to create a strong relationship with ourselves, to be able to handle any challenges coming our way. Like, how beautiful is it if you get to say about yourself that no matter what comes, I know I'm there for myself. I have everything within me to handle all the challenges. I have everything within me to create a beautiful life for me, because it is me. Like, I am my source of energy. Like, how beautiful is that? And I think the end goal isn't about like always being happy and always being excited and making the most amount of money and having so many friends and having the beautiful house and then like having everything perfectly. No, it is about choosing the direction that you want for your life, creating that feeling, but being also your supporter in that whole journey, learning to parent your inner child that is screaming for attention, that is scared of judgment of others, that feels like that it's failing, like to let go of, like there is no such thing as failing. Like the more you fail, the more you fail, that just means that you have tried long enough. And the most successful people on this earth are the ones that failed the most because they tried so often. So think about the life that you want to create for yourself. And we're not going to do this in this toxic way that may or may not have happened to you before, where you're just like, you're getting to these points of motivation, and all of a sudden you want to change everything about your life. Like you want to like change the relationships, the friendships, become healthy and fit and have a beautiful career and make money and all of that. And you just try everything all at once and you make a perfect plan. You're a freaking amazing planner. But then you get to the point where you're just like, okay, you're slipping a little bit and then you're just failing. And it just feels like this trial where it's just like this super duper amazing plan, like trying to do everything all at once. And then you're failing and it's like you're starting from zero again. There is no starting from zero. Okay? Your life started a couple of years ago. I don't know how old you are, but there is no such real thing of like getting back on track. Like you are currently in your timeline of living. Okay, this is your life. And part of the life, you're going to have highs and lows, but this is all one. This is all just one thing that you're experiencing. And with this getting unstuck, I want to invite you to not approach this as like, I'm going to change everything right here, right now, and I will never scroll on my phone again. And I would like, if you want to like never scroll on your phone again, like you do, you love it for you, but it is not about making all these changes right now and then you're like stopping. I think what really helped me to look at this from a different perspective is like realizing, for example, like to go on a diet, that is not something that is generally healthy, because that is something that you're doing maybe for 1 week, 2 weeks, however long. But what you want to do is not create like really big change for like 1 week, but you want to create a lifestyle and a life that like is healthy and good for you and is making you excited. So thinking about long term, how you can get to your goals, how you can get towards your dreams. Like, what is it that you need to do long term? So in this moment, think again about, okay, what is the life that you want to create for yourself? And try to be really, really honest with yourself. There is no such thing of like dreaming too big. Like, I am the last person on this earth to judge anyone for their goals and dreams. There's a reason that you're dreaming about this. And you need to let go of that thought of like, this is too big, like I can never get there. Like, of course you can. But if you are telling yourself that you cannot get there, it's going to be pretty damn hard. And we're going to try to like remove that, okay? So think about, what is the life that you want to create for yourself? What are the kind of people that you want to have in your life? What's the kind of experiences you want to have? How do you want to spend your time? How do you want to contribute to this beautiful society and to make the world and humanity better? How do you want to be part of that? How do you want to treat yourself? That's a really important one. How do you want to show up in this world? It's not going to be helpful if you're always like negative towards yourself and you're just like blaming yourself. Like, no. If you listen to my last episode, you know, it has to start from a place of love. So this is what I'm inviting you to do. We're starting this like getting out of that stuck, slumpy, uncomfortable feeling from a place of love, because you love the opportunity of like creating this life for yourself. It has to start from a place of love, the change that you want to create, rather than hatred. Okay? So what is it that you want from your life? What is the energy that you want to welcome in your life? What is the feeling that you want to welcome in your life? To me, it honestly often helps so much to kind of zoom out of life and be like, whoops, okay, I'm realizing like we're floating on this earth right now. Like I'm a teeny tiny human. We have so many other like billions of people on this earth, everyone going through life. And this is a gift that I got It is a gift to be alive. It is a gift to be on this earth. It is a gift to live in this body, to be able to experience life, to be able to witness other humans, to be able to witness nature. Zooming out and seeing all of that sometimes helps you to not get stuck as much on the like things that are not working out. And I think I've shared with you this before, but imagine right now, I want you to close your eyes for a second. Of course, if you're driving a car, don't close your eyes, but I think that's like, it makes sense. So close your eyes, and I want you to think about the 80-year-old version of yourself. So imagine you're like 80 years old, and with your next breath, you can come back to this younger version of yourself. And all of a sudden, you are this 80-year-old version of yourself that wakes up in your body, in your young, healthy, beautiful body. How would this 80-year-old version of yourself that probably like goes through life with back pain, shaking hands, and just not being as fit and healthy anymore, like how would they see what you're going through right now? What would they tell you? How would they support you right now? Probably your 80-year-old version of yourself is really wise. And I want you to know that like you have that wisdom within you. Of course, there's a lot of life experience that's going to happen until you're 80 years old. But thinking about it, like about this, like in this different perspective is honestly so powerful. So I hope that you're now, number one, you have acknowledged what you're feeling and you're just like, okay, I'm okay. This is okay. This is all happening for me. Number two, that you have realized kind of, okay, what are the things that are currently not going the way you want it to? Like, what are the things that you want to change or have differently? And number three, that you realize, okay, what is it that you want? And I think the next step, of course, is also really important because it is about doing something to get towards a better life, because it's not going to help you to continue doing the things that got you in this position in the first place. So to make this a little bit easier, I always approach this from a place of, okay, we need to create a simple way we can make your life step by step better. Two things I want to focus on. Number one is your inner world, your mindset, everything that is going on internally. And number two, it is like the actions that you're taking. Number one, I want you to think about what you're currently going through in your life and the fact that you're not really happy. And I want you to write a list of things that would make your life better right now, that would help you get out of that stuck slump feeling. Like, what are like really the things that you need to do? Is it that your job is not making you happy anymore at all? Then is it maybe time to look for a different job or try something different? Is it that you're feeling lonely and that you don't have friends? Okay, well, what can you do to make friends? How can you nurture that like need of yours to have connection with others? Write a list of what would help you in this moment. And I want you to not just like start thinking about it and just like, oh, I didn't come up with anything. I want you to take some time to think about it. I want you to put away distraction, put on a timer for 15 minutes. And for 15 minutes straight, you're going to write down all your thoughts, everything that you think that this might help you. Maybe it's not realistic for write down, like whatever it is, everything that comes to your mind, you write down on a piece of paper. That is the first thing that I want you to do. The second thing that I want you to do is you need to create space every day to reconnect with this higher self, to reconnect with this energy that is supporting you to create a better life for yourself. You need to remind yourself of how life can look like and what feelings you want to create. And the way that I personally love to do this is like quick visualization exercises that you can just put in the middle of your day. And it's just like in the morning, you have these 5 minutes of no distractions, not looking at your phone, but in these 5 minutes, you take some time to reconnect with yourself and with the life that you want to create for yourself. And at the end of the day, you again take 5 minutes to yourself to unwind, to maybe reflect a little bit about your day and connect with the dream that you're having. I actually have really, really great like visualizations that you can listen to every single day. I will link both episodes down below, one that you can listen to in the morning and the other one that you can listen to in the evening to unwind, because I deeply believe like this is so powerful. You need to create more time to reconnect with yourself. Otherwise, you can also do this yourself. Another way that will be like really, really powerful is like if you're writing a letter to yourself, and it's like this future version of yourself that you're writing this letter to, or you're speaking out of that place of you have already gotten what you dreamed about. And then you're reading this letter over and over and over. I think I have talked about all these different techniques so many times before. I will link another episode down below where you can figure out, okay, what are some habits that you could do that will help you with creating this different feeling in your life. But the thing that you need to come back to is creating like all these moments within your day for you to check in with yourself and to check in with what you're trying to create. And that helps you then to get into that mindset of, is it what I'm doing right now that this is helping me to become this version of myself? How can I make this in a bit of a more healthier way? So now you have the list of action steps that will help you like get out of that slump. You have the little things that you're going to start doing, and you just need these 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. And once you truly commit to this, like you will see things changing. I cannot force you to do these things. I can only be an inspiration, but it is on you. It is your responsibility if you want to try these things and if you're ready to get out of this slump. And I know it can be hard, but I hope that this is helpful to you. And I would love for you to comment pepperoni down below if you're still listening to this episode. If you're like, I've listened to this up until now and I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to get out of my slump. Like, please comment pepperoni if that is the case for you. Something else that I wanted to mention, I actually have an online course that gets really, really deep in like how to get your shit together when you're just not feeling it and when you need like this life reset. I have it also linked down below. I think this can be really, really, really powerful. And once you like purchase the online course, you will have it for the rest of your life. And of course, if you're still struggling with it, I make it my job to help you go towards your dream life. Like, this is what I do. And I actually also offer free calls. So if you want to take advantage of that and be like, hey, Greta, please help me. Like, I'm in a slump. I need your help. Can you help me try to figure out what I need to do to get out of that? I would love to be that person for you. If you're not feeling ready for a call, you can also DM me on Instagram at greta.webhofer, at greta.webhofer. And as always, all the links are down below. I hope that this episode was helpful. I would love to help you go towards your dreams. I'm proud of you. You're not alone. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.